Hello there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. We have now got issues 95 to 98 of Build the Ironman from Fanhome. Now, believe it or not, the model's actually complete in this stage. So in 97, Ironman's complete. He's done. He's built. He's finished. So this build ends with a whimper, not a bang, because the last two parts of this are just torso parts, so we can do different poses for him. So those will be coming. If I wasn't subbed to the premium stand, I would literally cancel the subscription at this point. I wouldn't keep it going for those two parts, but I need the final parts of the premium stand, so those will be coming in January. And that is then completely complete, because there is an addition to this. There are battle damage parts, and there is an extension of 20 parts. I won't be getting them, as I've mentioned multiple times on these videos. For me, the battle damage doesn't look battle damage. It looks like someone's took some wire wool and scuffed him up. I'm not interested, just not interested. The battle damage was actual battle damage. If the helmet was cracked, if the face was exposed, there were dents in him, and maybe. But no, and then there's no practical way of putting this stuff on and off. So you've pretty much got to decide if you want a battle damage version or the standard version, because you're having to remove arms and legs and the head, and not interested, just not interested. So excitingly, we will have a complete model to show you today. So let's get this started, let's get into this, let's get this one done. Okay, so these are the parts we get in stage 95. Now, these won't go on the main model as such. These make what's known as abdomen B for pose B. I'm not sure which pose is which, to be honest with you, at this stage. But this is going to make a slightly twisted abdomen. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this main part here. You can see the twist in the abs there. I'll flip this one round and zoom so you can see this. Okay. So this part's going to fit in here, like so. Now there is a central line, so you can see the central line there. These will line up, so you know you've got these parts in the right place. Let's get this correct. There we go. So you can see the line lines up. I'm going to hold this in place with a single LP screw, which is easier said than done, because holding this together is not the easiest thing. Okay. So a single LP screw is going to go into here, and this should hopefully hold together. Yeah, he says, well, this really isn't easy to hold together. Okay, let's try a different tack. Okay, we got this one started now. Holding these two pieces together is quite difficult, because there's nothing to really get any perches on the hold. This is a very snug fit, but there we go. So we've got a single LP screw going in there. Nice and tight to hold that in place. That's it. So that's how that one's going to go. There is a gap there, a significant gap. Not too happy about that. But again, chance I'm never going to use this piece, which is kind of a very odd choice of the way they've gone about putting this one together. The next thing we're going to do is going to take this part here, and this should fit into here, like so. Which way does that go? There we go. I think. Pick zero this. Alright. There we go, got in there. So okay, so it gives that support. So it covers over those two lugs. Holds it in place. I'm going to screw that in place. Let's do that. We're going to be using IP screws. Let's grab the IP screws. Get two of those placed in. Yeah, it's very odd. I mean, the way they've chose to do this. I mean, an argument could almost be made that rather than doing the battle damage, their extension should have actually been these torso pieces, so you could put them in different poses. Because, I mean, I think most of us are going to choose one, and that's going to be it. I mean, I can't see anybody regularly changing this, because it's not the easiest thing to do. I've seen how you change the different poses, and to be honest with you, it's not a simple process. It involves screwing and unscrewing. This isn't like you press a button, take a part off, and clip another part on. You've literally got to unscrew the legs. You've got to. So it's yeah, it's pick a pose you like and stick to that one, I think, because it's gonna be a lot of hassle to keep changing around. I mean, the beauty part is you can move him about. That is good, that you can change the poses, but it's not something you're going to do regular. So it seems weird they've put like 4 torsos in to do this, but they have. Okay, so that part's in. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to take, we need the assembly from 94. Okay, again, that's weird. Let me grab that. Okay, so this is our assembly from 94, taking the part we've just made. We're going to slot this one into there like so. That's where that's going to go in. There's 2 tabs under here. It will sit underneath. And we're going to hold this in place again with a single LP screw. They've gone big on the LP screw on this one. Where is that going to go? So we're going to flip it over to do this. And that single LP screw is going to go in to there. Okay. So flip this one over, let's grab the LP screw, get that ready. Yeah, this just seems really weird, but I mean, I know what's coming, and there's an incredibly detailed build coming up for this. So LP screw, single one, just going into here. Which seems my screw hole is entirely too small for this. There we go. Feel that tighten up. Yep, that's got that lovely. Okay, so that's that one in. Now we can put the back piece onto this. Okay, so the next thing we've done is we fit this piece here, which just slides straight in. We have the lug there, all clips into place, and we're just going to put a single LP screw in to hold this one in place. There we go. So that's the front section of this torso built. I'm not happy with that gap at all in the slightest, so I'm going to look at that, see if we can straighten that up. That's not good. That's not good. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. We got that sorted. That was completely my error. I put this under the tab rather than over it, so be conscious of that. That's how yours should be looking. There should be no tabs above. But that's sorted now. So that's all that part done. Now I think we're just putting the back on, I think, but I can't see the back, so we may very well be done at this stage. No, I think there's a little bit more. It's a very confusing build, this, but this is the last part that's going to go on. It's very weird, this ultimate set, because it's all angled. It seems odd, but this goes in there like that, and we're going to hold this in place with 2 UP screws, which are going to go in here. Very long screws. That's one. We'll just completely bang this out of whack. There we go. And then one more. And then this piece is done. Again, it's a bit of a weird one because, like I said, I'm probably never going to use this, but here I am building it anyway. But who knows? Who knows? I will, like I said, when he is done, I will put him in all of the poses to see which one kind of suits. Because, I mean, I can see the appeal to the kneeling one because it's a very high, tall statue. If shelf space is an issue, which I think for most of us that build these models is, being able to essentially reduce the size of this thing by a half, which is what you're doing by having him kneeling, there is a practical benefit to the hero landing pose, they call it, and there it will be. So let's get this final screw in. So that's that one in. And that is stage 95 with a very strange twisted torso complete. Let's move on to 96. So here are the parts we receive in stage 96. Now this is deceptive because ultimately what we're doing is we're adding the back to the ab part for position B. But once we've done this, we're building the legs. So we're putting the legs and the pelvis together, ready for completion of the model. So we're going to do a little bit on this first, then we're moving on and we're building pretty much the leg frame. Okay, so we've done some pre-work on this one. This is simple enough. We placed the switch in here. This is similar to what we did the last time. the spring holds there, this bar goes in, and it's just held in place with 2 IP screws. So we've pre-prepped that because I'm aware of how long this video is going to be with how much we've got to do. We bring over the ab part that we made in the last one, and this should, he says, line up and attach together. Get the right way around, probably be a good idea. There we go. There we go. So now we're lined up, locked into place. I'm just going to drop in 2 UP screws to hold this all together. So we're going to put the first one in here. There we go. That pulls together nicely. Just one. A second UP screw. I'm really not happy with this twisted tool, so I'm not. I don't like how these parts are not really syncing up for me. Yeah, not happy with that in the slightest. Take a look at this. Turns out it's me worrying about nothing much, really. It all pulls together when you screw it in. And there's these 2 panels that go over there. So we've got a switch in place there, so that's doing its thing. So yeah, we're good to go. So we're that's our full twisted torso done. Now comes the complicated part of this pack, where we are going to be assembling the legs and the pelvis. Okay, do you remember these from 71? Well, we're going to be working on left to begin with. This is what they've want us to do. They want us to work on left. So what we're going to do is going to get this into the right position. So they're asking us to do it this way. They're asking for the larger of the 2 to be facing toward the bottom. And again, we take these parts. We're going to take a friction ring, pop that in there, and we want this to line up with this. Yeah, this ain't going to be easy, is it? I can already know going in, this is not going to be simple. Oh, maybe it is. Okay, now we're going to put 4 of the KP screws in there, and we'll take a look. So this is what you'll be left with. Now these go in snug. So you put one in, put the adjacent one in, again and again, and then you'll be good. Now this is really, really stiff, which is good, because we do not want floppy legs. So that's a good thing. So that's the first one done. We're going to repeat the exact same process with number 2, and then we'll take a look. Okay, so now we have 2. What we're going to do is we're going to attach these 2 together, like so. Yeah. You're going to fight me to the end, don't you? Right. And we'll hold these in place with 3 LP screws. So let's pop our first one in and get this held, and hopefully the other 2 will be a lot easier. This is number 1, and again we're using LP's P screws, so it's plastic, so there's no need to use oil at this point. I don't know if we're going to be requiring metal into metal. I would imagine we may be, but in the immediate there's no need. You're just going plastic into plastic. So there's no need to use oil. That'll actually, it won't help you. Using oil with metal screws helps a lot. Using oil with plastic screws will actually cause you more problems than you need. Okay, so our third one goes in just here. So that is now, you can see what that's going to be. That's our leg joint assembly. Sort of complete. We've got a piece that's going to go in here, which, I mean, there's no nice way of saying it. It's the crotch piece. So we'll bring that up and we'll prepare that for installation. Okay, so this is how we're going to do this. We've already prepared this one here, but the 3M tape is going to wrap around. And then you are going to take off the backing of it, like so. I'm just going to tap that nicely right around there. So that's all covered. So there's no tape on both of these double-sided tape. We're going to get this, and this is the way this is going to fit on. I mean, the hole's a bit of a giveaway, but we're going to attach this one into the 2 slots there. Push that down, and that's the one held in place. And that is how we are now looking. Good. Okay, we're going to bring up more parts from the past to continue with this leg assembly. Okay, so we brought up our thigh pieces. Remember these? These are way back. I can't believe these were in the 50s, but here we are. We got our thigh pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this one, starting with R. The wider of the two is going to slot right in there like so. And then we're going to take the opposing piece, also marked R. On the right one. Going to be the last one I pick up, isn't it? Of course. That is going to clip into the other side like so. And then we're going to screw this together to hold it all in place. We're going to use KP screws to do that first. So there's 2 KP screws and 1 GP screw. So a single KP screw is going to go into here. There we go. I like hearing it all clip together. That's very reassuring. So there's one. We've got a second KP screw in, and that is going to go just beneath. So the second KP screw is going to go in there, I believe. Is it? Yes. No. Okay, there's something to put a KP screw and I can't see where the bloody hell it's telling me to put it. That's weird. Let's find this. Found it. Well hidden, it's in there. So we're going to pop a KP screw in here. I'm going to have to wash you out. I need light to see this. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Right. This one don't want to go without a fight. What's going on here then? Because I've just got rotation here without anything actually going in. Bloody hell, right, let's have a look. It's just my old eyes. I'm seeing it, but that one's in now. And then finally a GP screw in this bottom hole here, which hopefully will be a lot bloody easier. Straight through. I should probably tell you my eyes are failing. I actually had to go to the opticians over Christmas, and I've got new glasses coming the 5th of January. I noticed it from doing models. I just couldn't see anything anymore. But anyway, that one's done. So what we're going to do is we'll repeat the exact same process on the other side. Then we'll take a look at the completed assembly. Okay, so this is how we're now looking. I've put one of these on. Remember those? We're going to flip this one round. I'm going to show you how easy it is to put the other one on. So there's a much larger channel at the bottom, smaller channel at the top. You can just line it up. So you get your longer one at the bottom, your short one goes at the top, and this is pressure push to fit. That's it. So that's on. So there we go. You can see where we're going with this. So this is the back. This is the back. This is the front. So this is how we're looking at this point. And they move. It's stiff, which is good because it's got to hold all the weight of that model. Good thing. Right, let's move on. Okay, so we've put one of these felt stickers over this gap here. We're going to do the same thing over this side as well. I have absolutely no idea why. But this is what they're asking us to do. So this is what we will do. I'm hoping that becomes more apparent when we fit the rest of the legs to this. I'm not happy with that. Again, don't be scared to remove and try again if you're not happy with something. It's not, it's not the end of the world. You can always get these back on another way. But I'd rather these line up now than me go, okay, he's got a wonky leg later on because of that bloody felt pad. So, let's line all that up. There we go. No idea what that's for. I just don't know. But we are now bringing up the main legs, and we're going to be fitting those to the thigh assembly. Okay, so we've brought up our legs to work on. Now, bizarrely, I can't believe this. This part here, we made this forever ago. They now want us to fit it to the leg. Why we didn't just do that when we made it, because there was no reason not to, I have no idea. But make sure you get your right and lefts correct. These will push to fit. There we go. So that's that one on, and this should now There we are. Lovely. That works. Fits in lovely. Do the exact same thing with the left leg as well. Okay, so here we go. Taking our right leg and taking our assembly here. We're going to slide into this slot here. Let's pinch this down as far as it's going to go. Okay, good. I'm nervous about this. I'm nervous. I think that's natural though, but I am bloody nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. We are now going to take our inner thigh piece. Remember this? And that is going to slot over the top of that, and hopefully it will hold in place. He says, he hopes, he prays, he wishes. Christ alive, would you look at that? It does. Okay, well that was okay. That's worked. Good. Right, we are now going to use GP screws to hold this in place. I've just realised there's a panel on it that shouldn't be on there. That panel needs to come off. There we go. Okay, so we're going to hold this in place with 4 GP screws. One. I don't like the fact these are all GP screws. I'd be a lot happier if we were screwing into metal. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, I mean, it's not to be played with. It's going to stand and not move. So I think I'm just panicking about nothing, to be honest with you. That's 2. How many times can I miss a giant hole? Again, this is how bad my eyes have gotten. Three. And then finally the 4th. Now have it. So that's now a leg attached to the hip. What do we do next? Okay, let's turn this one over. It's got the back exposed. So we're looking at this section, and we are going to install. One of these pieces. Remember this? So this is going on, and where are we putting this? Just asking to... Yep, they want to adhesive tape it. Okay, let's sort that out. Okay, so we've taped that, we've pushed it on, we've installed it exact the same way, exact the same method as we used for this piece here. Same thing, it's just wrapped in tape. They now want us to put the leg cover on, which is this piece here. That was already on, which hindered me from doing everything else because I was getting overexcited. Pop that one into place. That's that one done. Now we're going to rotate him round, and we're going to move onto this front section of the upper thigh. So let's get that way you can see it. Okay, what do they want us to do here? Right. Okie dokes. Right, so remember this piece? That is going to sit on here like so. Now that's mental. Yeah, that's going to sit on there like that, rather precariously, I don't mind telling you. And then we have the cover piece, which should clip down onto. No, we're going to screw that in, then we're going to clip the piece on. Right, that makes sense. Okay, IP screws. Let me get an IP screw ready, and we get this screwed in. Okay, so I've got an IP screw popped in there. I'm just going to screw this in, get this held, and then we'll put the other one in. Okay, don't over tighten these, because this is not the strongest. This here is not the strongest plastic in the world. You over tighten that, you're going to crack it. Don't want to do that, or it's going to pull and be all off and out of whack. You don't want that either. So you just want these to hold. There we go, that's plenty. And then we have a cover that goes over there, which will be this one here. So we'll line up with 2 lugs, and this should pressure fit, which it does. And now that leg is on. That leg is done. So that is that leg attached to the body. Well, attached to the hips. We are going to do the exact same process with the other leg. Again, I'm aware of how long this video is going to be, so I'm just going to attach the same leg. It's using the exact same process. You're just going to have to be creative with how you move this out of the way. But it's a mirror of what we've just done. And here we have stage 96 complete. So we're fully standing, the legs are all put together, everything's gone on nicely. I'm very happy with how we're looking. Big one next, because we are going to be assembling the entire thing. The body is going to be fitting on this one. Okay, so this is everything that comes in stage 97. Now, I've just noticed something. These make the connector pieces for position C and D, which I don't get the parts for that until January. So, because there's only 2 parts coming in January's issue, I'm leaving this on 98 as well. So we're doing 95, 96, sorry, 96, 97, 95. Let's try again. This is 97. We're doing 95, 96 today. That assembles the model. We're saving this when we get the parts in January. So let's assemble Iron Man. Okay, so taking our pelvis assembly, we are literally going to, if this works, this should just drop in. I hope it bloody does. Try and do this one-handed. Yep, and that's locked as well. Excellent. We're going to lie this down, so we have to put some LP screws in to hold it in. Okay, so I appreciate this is probably going to be out of focus, but this is where we are putting in a single LP screw. How the bloody hell I'm going to get a screwdriver in there and a screw in place is anyone's guess. But let's try. Yep, there's no way I'm doing this on camera, because this is never gonna... No, gonna have to get creative, but that's where our screw is going, so I'm gonna get one in there. I'll figure out, I'll tell you how I did it. Yes, this is the position I had to get the legs into to get the screw in. But you can see it is now in, so we're happy. So now what we've got to do is attach the body to the legs, and this thing is done, man, and I can't wait to see it. Okay, so we brought our torso over it. And we're gonna take our pelvis, and this should, I hope, clip together. He clipped together, but I'm keeping that blooper in, man. We have an Iron Man. Let's stand him up and have a look. And here he is. Wow. Very happy. There he is in all his glory. I want to get him on a stand because I don't trust this thing just balancing there, so let me get the stand for him. So there he is on the premium base. I literally can't zoom out any further. That's how big he is. This thing is absolutely huge. And very happy I am with it too. I've got a really goofy smile on my face. He looks amazing. I'm really happy with it. But we're not done. We're not done. We do have the remaining 3 parts to do for him, which we will, well, the remaining 4 parts, which we will do. And once we've got them, we'll put him in all the different poses. We can have a proper look at him and see exactly how we want him to be. But man alive, it's been a long time coming, but he is finally done. And he looks amazing. He looks huge. And I'm really, really happy with him. Let's have a chat. And that's it. That's Iron Man built. And there he is. And I'm very happy with him. He looks absolutely amazing. Like I said, I mean, the plan was to do all 4 parts in this one, but those 2 parts just don't bear any relevance to the completed model. They don't. Not yet, anyway. So when we get the final 2 parts next month, we will put them together. And I will put him in all 4 poses so we can see exactly what he looks like. We'll put him in the hero landing pose. We'll put him in the other 2 poses, which are a little unusual, but we'll see. We'll see exactly which one we like, which one looks best. He's up there now. He's not on the premium base. The premium base is massive. Now, I am moving to a new house, so I'm having a bigger builder and bigger workshop, which can be something to look forward to. And he's going to be on the premium base in there. For now, practicality, it's easier to have him on the smaller base, but the premium base will get its moment to shine, because it is a gorgeous thing. But that's it. I'm very happy with him. I'm really happy with him. It's weird the way they've done this build, because having gone through that whole pelvis assembly and whatnot, when there was so little to do in the earlier issues, we should have just been doing that. We should have been building the pelvis bit by bit as we went. And it would have fleshed out this build a lot more. And a lot of my criticism would have been gone. Rather than save it all for 2 issues and just do an absolute ton, we should have just spread it. It should have just been spaced out. We should have done little by little throughout, and it would have been ideal. But it's a weird way to do it. But I'm really happy with him. He looks amazing. It's absolutely bloody huge. You can't tell from where he's standing now, but that thing is gargantuan. And I'm really happy with it. But we're not done. As I said, we are going to do the final one. So we're back in January for that. Stick with it. It's not easy getting the screws in those legs because you have to, I mean, I was literally stretching them apart to get the screws in there. But they will go, and it is, you know, it'll work. It'll be all right for you. It was difficult to film because of the kind of the tightness of getting into some of those gaps was ridiculous. But he's done now. He's built. We're happy. Good luck with yours. But we will be back. So we're not done with Iron Man yet. We will be back in January. We'll be finishing the premium stand where we get the holder for him. And we will be doing all of the different poses. So we can see exactly what he looks like. That's all for this one. So please remember to like and subscribe. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. And Happy New Year to everybody. And we will catch you on the next one.